Hey everyone, you guys look great. All right, let's do this thing. Let's get it started. I am here to present the first award of the evening. It is the National Press Foundation's Feddie Award for reporting on the impact of federal policy and regulations on local communities. And your winner is Orion Donovan Smith of the Spokesman-Review of Spokane, Washington. It is for work on the VA's record-keeping system and egregious errors and the harm that it did to veterans. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Well, thank you. I really appreciate this. This is first, I want to thank my wife, Lori, my editor, John Brunt, and all my colleagues at the Spokesman-Review back in Spokane, who helped make this reporting happen. Thanks to Report for America and the local donors who helped fund my position, and to the Regional Reporters Association, whose members really showed me the ropes when I started this job a few years ago. And of course, I want to thank the National Press Foundation. This is a special type of honor for me, this award, because it recognizes exactly the kind of reporting my job was created for back in 2020, when we became one of the smallest papers in the country with a DC reporter. I cover the federal government's impact on Spokane and the Inland Northwest region. And that happens to be the very same area the VA chose as the testing ground for a new electronic health record system. That's a computer system that healthcare providers use and rely on for just about every part of their jobs. When a system like that works well, it can reduce medical errors and help people live longer, healthier lives. When it works badly, it can do the opposite, and that's what's happened in Spokane. In 2018, the Trump administration signed a $10 billion sole source contract with a company called Cerner, which has since been acquired by Oracle, to replace the VA's existing system. When the VA launched that new computer system in Spokane and clinics across our region in October 2020, right in the middle of a COVID surge and just before the election, a lot of things went wrong. Now, I can't enumerate all of those, but I encourage you to read our reporting. And in short, veterans got the wrong prescriptions or they didn't get their meds at all. The computer system routinely crashed, care was delayed, and it took VA employees longer to do just about every part of their jobs, which meant caring for fewer patients in a given day. One doctor in Spokane told me recently it has made a difficult job at times impossible and at best miserable. An internal VA safety review found that flaws in the system had caused nearly 150 cases of harm to veterans. But those findings didn't come to light until we reported them more than half a year later. And that was after the system had been launched at 4 more hospitals and dozens more clinics. When we broke that story, the VA postponed the system's launch at bigger, more complex hospitals where the potential for harm would have been amplified, places like Seattle, Portland, Boise. Now, I've been using the past tense here, but this is an ongoing story. The VA has delayed the system's rollout at least until this summer and says it's working with Oracle to fix the problems. But in the meantime, it's still affecting tens of thousands of veterans, not to mention doctors, nurses, and other healthcare providers in the Northwest and also now in Ohio. When it comes to the federal government's impact on people's lives, there aren't many actions as consequential as sending Americans to war. And as important as good war reporting is, it's just as essential, I think, that we cover the lifelong effects of military service, and that includes how the government takes care of veterans. Research has shown the VA actually provides higher quality care and better outcomes than the private sector, but that requires a good electronic health record system. So that's what's at stake here. This is a complicated story about the type of huge, seemingly boring federal contract that we might take for granted inside the Beltway. But screwing it up has real impact on people's lives across the country. And so it's the kind of story that doesn't always get a lot of attention, the attention it deserves. And so again, I want to thank NPF for recognizing this type of reporting. Thank you.